Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Happy to be back. It's been quite some time actually, so a lot has changed. I actually recently just bought a new house, got a new garage. I can see from this huge cluster of garbage that is sitting amongst here. So, still doing the channel a little bit, obviously still a bit of a hobby, working on guitars, working on my vehicles here, but just been super busy, so I haven't uploaded anything in quite some time. Even the last video I uploaded of that guitar, I also did that video I think a year ago, then finally just decided to upload it. There's, I think, like 4 or 5 other videos I haven't even gotten close to editing, and those are like 2 years old now, so just been super busy, but I decided I want to get started on my next project already, and that is this Yamaha XJ650 1982 model. I bought this for about $700 actually back in September. In just case people are wondering what year, 2024, so last year. So I have not done much to this. I just essentially got it back home and just very briefly just tested out, but at the time did not have a battery. The guy I bought it off of was going to make it as a project too, so he thankfully put in a new ignition on there. But at the time of buying it, I was not able to test it, so hopefully today I'll be able to do that. So, for starters, I have just a small piece of wire here, because at the same time this one's also missing the positive wire leading to the battery for some reason. So got that, gonna hook it up. I got a new battery, so that's that, and a bunch of other parts. So unfortunately the main master cylinder for the brake is missing a couple parts, so I got a new one right here. Don't think I'll get to that one today, but I got that. The gas cap is missing its key, so I got a new one of that. Gonna hopefully try and pry that off. I looked it up on some forums, and people are suggesting that honestly just using a flathead screwdriver will be the best way, and just turn it and get it off there. So I'm gonna attempt that. Hopefully we'll make that work, and then just some other goodies on top of that. So I'm gonna guess the cluster on there works, but I decided to get a couple new stuff. Just an LED module here and a couple of extra lights, because the old light just a little old school, so I wanted to upgrade that as well. And then yeah, once I get the gas cap open, just gonna put some brand new fuel in there, use some Marvel mystery oil just to have it be extra good, and clean up whatever is going through the fuel lines, and pretty much just have some fun with this thing. Because yeah, I still do have my other project over there, or project, not just my other motorcycle over there, not getting rid of that thing. That thing's my baby, but just felt like having another fun project and another motorcycle to deal with. And if I get tired of this thing, well, a couple of my buddies also have their license, so I can always sell this thing to them too. But first, for now, let's see if we can get that gas cap off. Alright, just got the new gas cap on there. It's working nice, smooth. I have to put a little extra in there to make sure that closes, but she's good. And unfortunately, no, that is not just a blue covering, that's just a piece of plastic just protecting it. So, but for now, I'm going to leave that on there. Okay, next up, I think I'm going to try and put that battery terminal on there and see if I can fix this thing up. Alright, battery's in. I have the negative terminal on there and the new positive terminal on there. So what I wound up doing is using just these crimps, trimming it onto this wire and putting it onto this starter solenoid that's right here, as you can see. So let's test this out, see if it works. Not going to start it just yet because obviously I have not checked the oil, but what I might do is just turn it on, test to see if it has lights, test if everything works, and honestly maybe just press the button quickly and see what happens there. Because same thing, I quickly checked the lines here and looks like one of them is also kind of damaged. So not going crazy with this thing. I'll have to go and get new lines, but for now let's turn this on. Okay, we got power. Let's check these lights. Okay, that one's working. We got that flickering. We got that working. Okay. Turning them off seems to be an interesting issue. But we got the left one going. And there's the front one. Not very fast, but hey, as long as it's flickering, then that's all I care about. Now, try to turn them off. Okay, they're off. Okay. Let's turn this thing on. Okay, sure enough, oil level. But let's see if it cranks. Seems to crank. Happy with that? That's all I'm going to do there. I'm not going to try and start it because, again, I have no idea about the oil. So let's now check all of that. But first, I'm thinking I'm going to replace the air filter because I have a replacement of those. Alright, so got the old filter out. Definitely looks actually pretty clean, even on the outside here with this felt here, but I can smell it and almost smells like gasoline buildup or something like that. So definitely still aged. Decent condition. The felt here a little on the older side, but I'm gonna swap it with this new one. Probably not as clear because this one I believe is just a paper one, but it's cleaner. That's what's important. So gonna take this out. Probably keep this somewhere. It's probably not complete garbage. I'll always hold on to it just in case. For now, at least. And then once that's done, let's deal with the oil. Okay, so where the oil filter, air filter, sorry, sits. This is right inside this box here for the XJ650. Kind of looks a little dirty right in there, but that's all good. Then yeah, there's just this cover right here, and then the fuse box went over top of that. So let's put this new guy back in. Alright, so I'm about to start doing the oil change, but just for people who are wondering, the oil filter location is actually this little guy right here. There we go. So you actually have to take this cover off. That's where the location of the filter will be. And then the drain plug is just that right there. Now, I remember saying earlier is I have no idea how much oil is in there, and there's a reason for that. If you can see, the whole side of this bike is painted black. Most of these bikes are not supposed to be like that. Some of them are. I believe there's a midnight version of the XJ650. This one's not that. This is just a blue bike. And the guy I bought it off of, he was going to make this a project and paint it, the entire thing black, even on this side here. Did a decent job. Didn't really finish, as you can see for this strut right here. But there's an issue with this, and one I'm not too happy about. First off, this is a dry cooled, or air cooled I should say, motor with since you can see all these fins. So having it painted, not exactly a great thing. That's issue number one. Issue number two, as like I was saying before, about not knowing how much oil is in this thing. And that's because if I can get a good review on this, the way to check it is this guy right here, and that is completely covered in paint. You can kind of see that little, what looks like a hole there. That was me scratching at the paint just a few minutes ago. So I'm going to continue trying to get that paint off there. I need that off there no matter what. And yeah, so that is where you check for where your oil level is. So I'm going to continue chipping away at that, just see if I can get a good view on how much oil is in this thing. And then preferably I like to run this thing, make sure that the oil is nice and warm and flows a lot quicker, potentially even do a flush, but I don't have any lines just in there yet. And then again, just because I don't know how much oil is in there, I just want to drain it out, put some new stuff in, therefore I have no worries at all. So it's going to keep scratching at that paint, get off there, and then I'm going to take that cover off, or sorry, going to drain the original oil in there, take the cover off, take the old filter out, place the new filter, put the plug back in, and put the new oil back in, which, by the way, is this. Just Castrol Go 1040 4T. Heard great stuff about this. I, again, looked up what to use. Most bikes are 1040, 2050, whatever, but people are saying not to use synthetic with these older bikes, so I went with that stuff. Okay, so I got the oil plug off, got the filter off there, and yeah, let me see if I can get that light on there. So yeah, one second. So not a ton of oil in there at all. Like, that looks close to maybe 500 milliliters of oil. in there, and that's it. So not a ton. So kind of happy I didn't start this thing. But it's all off, it's all drained. So I'll get the new cartridge in there, put that back on, put the drain plug back on in there, fill it up with oil, and then gonna replace these lines here. These are the ones I was talking about. So this one right here is fine, but I'm literally bending it right now and it is pretty damn stiff. Not terrible, but still pretty stiff, and it doesn't have a clamp on there anymore. And this guy unfortunately is damaged. So that one I'm gonna have to replace. If I wasn't gonna replace the other one. So put the oil in there, put some new ones of those on, put the tank back on, and then let's test her out. Alright, new filter's back in there. Look at this old crusty thing. So let's get the oil in there. Okay, the gas is in, the oil's in. I have the lines temporarily on there. Hopefully I have it in the right position too. So let's test it and see if this works. So right now I have the key on. I have this set to on. The oil light is fine. So let's test it out and see. Let's put the choke on. There we go. So far, no. So let's see here. Let's put in the prime. They got no leaks. Okay, let's try it out again. One to go. See if there's still any leaks. Yep, right there. Okay, shut her down. Flip that off. Okay, I'll check to see what's going on with that. But we're getting there. Come on. You know what you want to say. Come on. Prime it again. Where the fuck is all this coming from? Shit. And all the oil's leaking from somewhere. Okay, we have to figure this one out. But hey, it's running. So hopefully this is not going to be a massive issue and cause this thing to fail. Okay, I think I figured out the issue. I'm pretty sure I just had the oil filter cap just misaligned. So that's my bad. So now I'm better, but it's learning for me as well. So definitely a huge waste of oil, but I managed to catch quite a bit of it and use a separate jug to contain all the oil. So right now, this is literally the oil. Honestly, this for brand new oil and going through there, this looks like shit. But so I'll probably actually just put this back in there just to test it out again, but then maybe do a flush later on, because that's pretty dark and cruddy. So, but this is brand new stuff, so I'm gonna put this back in. I know, kind of weird, but yeah, I'll put this back in and try this out again. Okay, the goal is to make this continuously run without having to do anything. So right now, filler cap is back on there, properly aligned this time. See that? Filter's back in, oil's back in, no more drips. So let's see what we can do. Okay, back on, back to start. Let's prime it a bit. There we go. Okay. Still no leaking. Okay. Choke is still on. Come on. Oil light's also off still, so that's a good sign. That's just me messing with the clutch a bit. Okay, I'm not doing anything this time. Still no leaks. Seems to be holding. Let's take the clutch off. Clutch is off. Put it back on a bit. Okay, oil light is back on. It's not a good sign. Still no leaks though. Okay, so the light is back on. Let's try it one more time, because that was a lot better. Okay, let's prime it one more time. Let's get a little extra there. There we go. Seems to be holding. Let's put the clutch off. This doesn't want to stay on with the clutch. Or the choke. Sorry, I keep saying clutch. I mean the choke. Okay, choke back on. Okay, this is now the last time. holding it idle, still no leak. It's alright, that one was me. Holding, holding, holding. I want to take the choke off, but okay, last attempt. Choke off slowly. In order to get some air. Back on. Slowly. It's holding. Nope. But anyway, the oil light's continuously staying on now, so that'll be my last time. But hey, it was running constantly for a while there, so at least it's a step in the right way. So, but yeah, now I'm gonna go out and get some more oil because that was a massive fuck up. But it is no longer leaking, so that's the best sign there. So yeah, gonna get one more jug, fill it back up, and test it some more. All right. I got the fuel lines off, got the new ones here. So, gonna cut them to size, put them back on. I have the one going right about right there. Right there. Yeah, now you can see it. One right in there. And the other one in a more fun spot than that. So, get these cut to size, put those back in. Okay, round 2. So I got the new lines in place. Right here. A nice blue ones in that. There's the second one. And got the oil in place. As you can see now, 4 jugs there after essentially now doing a flush. So, whatever. Costs extra money, but it's all good as long as the engine's now really clean. So this is now full of that again. So let's see if we can now start this again with proper oil this time. Nothing. So green light, we're good. Alright. Put it primed. Let's start up. Oh, clutch. Choke. Jeez, I keep saying clutch. Alright, let's try it again. Okay, let's try to choke out a little bit. So slightly. Make sure it gets some air. You can see some exhaust coming out of there. Nope, not quite. Getting a little smoky. Okay, normal fuel's on. Let's try to choke it out again. Really does not like having to choke out. Looks like we're leaking a bit of fuel. No oil though, getting a little gassy. Okay, really wants the choke to be on for some reason, not off. So I'll take a look at that. Maybe I have it literally backwards, even though it's pointing that way. To me that means choke on, but super smoky in here. But hey, that was the longest running it's been so far. However, as you can see, maybe that, I don't know if that's the paint. Clearly that's the exhaust, and that looks like gasoline on it. So check to see where some of those leaks are coming from. Nothing's on fire though, at least. But she was running. Again, no leaks of oil. But wouldn't necessarily say that's ideal for how much of that was dripping out of there. Just look at that. But hey, that's progress. So I'm happy with that. Turn this off. There we go. Okay guys, I think that'll be it for today. Thanks so much for watching. I'm definitely happy with how this project's coming along, even though I literally just started it today. So I think next up, get some brakes on this thing. Hopefully actually get it outside too. Figure out what's going on with that gas. But hey, at least the oil's fixed. And from then on, take it from a test drive. Obviously I have replacement tire. These things are, honestly, I don't even know if it has air. I think it's just a hard tire. So I have replacements. We'll see when I get to those, but I think that's the last thing I do. And I have all the replacements for like stuff like this, but that can also come later. I just want to make sure that this thing is actually running properly and able to get on the road. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll catch you next one. Take care.